Welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained. I am DM Bloodworth, and this is a video. I'm basically showing the YouTube channel setup that I'm using for recording, and plus my gaming setup. A fellow YouTuber, the Fat Man GM, had posted a very similar video, and I had made some suggestions, and I told him that I would show him what I'm using. Now, first of all, one of the things that I always try to do is I try to find the cheapest possible way to do anything. I'm sorry about the shaking of the camera, and some of the background noise. I'm using a selfie stick, which I've never used before, filming on my iPhone. And what you're seeing is the monitor, my video monitor. So I'm going to switch that and go to the startup screen. So basically, just to give you an overview, so this is my computer station, and a 22-inch monitor, kind of old, probably needs an updating. On top of that is a camera that I'm using, so you can actually see me, over here, and using my selfie stick to record that. And that's the screenshot of the, so I'm using the XSplit Broadcaster program. That's a free program. It gives you some pretty decent functions and some, at least 4 panels to work with, at no cost. So it's a cheap system to use. And it allows you to insert various components. So like I'll leave this here, and so you can see that, you can see my arrow. So this is the drop-in camera, screen capture. And so that's broadcasting from the camera that's on top of the computer. And then each of these panels are image files that I was able to drop in. And then going down below, you can see that I have my my text lines. So I can put in 2 different text bars, and I can change these in and out. Coming on down, so I told you have four panels. So you have this first panel, which is the one that you were currently looking at. Then I can switch over and I can go to, this is the opening screen that I started off with. I just wanted to open up with a blank screen, basically. So here's a drop-down view. So this is my second camera that I set up, and that second camera is right here. You can see it's a $13 camera that I mounted onto a ruler with some duct tape, so it clips on nice and firmly. And this gives me my downward view. So I'm currently viewing, if I go back up here and show you the screen, I'm getting ready to do a video on the RPG Lion and Dragon, and I just the other day got the campaign or the setting booklet, so I'm going to do a full video on those. So I'm looking forward to getting started on there. So that's my third panel. My second panel, I'll go back to that really quickly. And you can see there's a transition, so it gives you various different effects for transitions. This is actually my screen capture that I use for capturing, video games. As I'm playing a video game, I can either drop in the video of it and then record it. So basically recording a video of a video and then uploading that, or I can do a straight screen capture. Now, some games I found that the screen capture did not work right. My last presentation of Champions Online did not transition well, so I had to redo that and do a second video fixing that issue. And then the fourth panel. So like I said, you get 4 free panels, and you can see I have this one set up for the RPG a day. So all I have to do is go in. I leave everything else. I leave the background graphic up there. That's all the purple and the RPG day, image. And then I dropped in my camera, and you can see now my camera has a more rounded, or oval shape to it. That was another, that's an effect that you can do for it. And then I just go in and I can just change the text lines to match. So, like I said, 4 free panels. and they transition very quickly. If I wanted to purchase more, I can just click on this this fifth panel, and then it'll offer me to expand my current program. So as you can see, I have my my tabletop. So this is the desktop that I'm using. Have my headset that I use, my box of dice, some new games. That's a new Kickstarter I just picked up recently. I can actually angle this a little bit better. Power source, so I can just quickly turn things off. Monitor. Now above this, you can see I have an angle bar, and that's originally where I was putting my my second camera to give me that down desktop view. But it was putting the camera a little bit too far away from the source material, and so it was very difficult to actually read. But I still use this this mount to shoot to the side to look at my other play area, or my other setup area. So this is my setup area, and I'll back up a little bit. Let's see if I can scroll out. Oh yes, I can. So I'm using one of those folding coffee tables, very cheap. And then underneath this this playing mat is a trifold presentation board, roughly $9, and it folds out to the midsections fold out, so it has a little bit more space than that, but perfect size for this playing mat. And you can see I have my Conan game that I can set it up for. I made this from leftover piece of the trifold. I actually make make GM screens, and they have sleeves that you can replace the various items, the various pages, so you could switch up to different games. These clips I found were the best to use for for your paper cutouts. So again, very, very cheap, like less than $3 for 12 clips, and they work perfect. Now these I bought for probably about $9 for just 5. So you can see the cost effectiveness of using these, and I have various ones already set up for doing that. Coming on over my printing area, I know it's kind of a mess, but that's my printing area. And I run off all my copies of copies of the games that I might be printing out, PDFs, or just the sections of the games that I'm printing out. There's Conan's father's sword, which I prefer over Conan's sword actually. And then above I have my sipping rums, which sometimes I have a little bit while I'm videoing. This is the Balrog or Balrog type creature from Sword Coast Legends. And then that flask is a Black Sails flask that I got at Comic-Con 2015 when I went to to an exhibit for Black Flags. The coconut rum is the only one I really don't like. That is Darth Malgus or something like that from Knights of the Old Republic, the MMO RPG. That was from the collector set. These are both collector set, parts of the collector set. Behind that, I have my father's flag. He was a World War II veteran. So basically, this is my play area. I mean, this is where I basically do everything that I'm doing for my gaming. You can say I have the GaryCon gaming convention, which unfortunately I couldn't go to this year, but when I saw the bags there, I was like, I'm definitely getting one of those dice bags. I have my now this here is my Pirates of the Burning Sea mug, which I received when I was in a very, very early alpha test of that MMORPG. Probably like the third week that the game was actually live. So I was in before they had water, and the ships were just sailing on a grid, and the ships were not much more than stick figures at the time as well. And I was a community moderator for the official, for the official boards. And this was something that they gave me along with the free copy of the game. And I did quite a long stint with Pirates of the Burning Sea. I was an alpha and a beta tester for 2.5 years, and then played the game for about 2 years after launch, before things kind of faded into the background. That's around when I got into Age of Conan at that point. So it kind of shifted games. Cafe Press mug, so I'm a big coffee drinker as well. So I like my 20-ounce mug. And Cafe Press, I actually, they actually didn't hang me up on printing my own picture that I provided with them. So no copyright issue with it. They did kick back. I tried to make one for another game that I frequently played, and they said that I didn't have rights, even though the image was altered enough. It wasn't altered enough to for them to produce it. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you see that there's many different things that you can do that are low cost to kind of set up. Like between my two cameras combined was less than $40. And like I said, the program that I use is free. And then all of the other materials, all the other materials that I'm using are probably less than overall $70 when everything was said and done. So $100 total is about what I spent on being able to do these presentations and show you online footage of gameplay, whether it be board game or using Google Hangouts or any of the other programs that I use in order to play online. So you all have a good afternoon. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the bell to get alerts when I put up new videos. And I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime very soon. Have a good afternoon.